News on the hour.
It's midday. Good afternoon. You're tuned in listening to the news here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. I'm Rayo Omotosho. Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali has ordered the restriction of vehicular movements across Nigeria ahead of the 2023 general elections. He explained that the move became necessary so as to ensure a secure environment for the 2023 elections and the management of law and order. The IGP also restricted security aides and escorts from accompanying their principals and politicians to polling booths and collation centers during the election. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdulrashid Bawa, wants to raise the alarm over alleged plans by politicians to buy votes in kind and cash ahead of Saturday's general elections. He made the claim during an interview on Channels Television's election program, The 2023 Verdict. EFCC chairman, who confirmed that all of its officers have been deployed to monitor the polls across the 36 states of the Federal Capital Territory, urged citizens to report vote buying, selling, and other evidence of financial malpractices.
We have a lot of people that have stock of these new Naira notes. They are willing to use them because INEC has more or less nearly perfected its scheme of doing things. The Beavers is going to do, a lot of wonders. So the option that most politicians are having now is to ensure that they buy votes from those Nigerians that are out there that come out to vote. So they need to maximize the numbers that they have out there. Even as of today, I think based on the numbers that we have, we still have over 500 billion of the old Naira notes that are yet to be returned back to the central bank. And for the new Naira notes, of course, the central bank have through the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting, have printed over 500 billion as well, which of course is out there in circulation.
Meanwhile, he said there was intelligence that a lot of politicians have bought some items that they will use to buy votes in kind and not cash.
Is even different. As you know, we have new currencies in circulation now. It is easier to track these currencies by their numbers. Central bank knows the serial numbers of these currencies as they distributed them across the country. So we even have another, added responsibility this time around, because all the funds that will eventually recover, out there in the fields that are being used for the buying of votes, we can actually trace and see, whether these currency are genuinely currencies that are gotten from ATMs and across the counter.
Meanwhile, the African Union Observation Mission says it is on ground to support Nigeria through a peaceful, credible, transparent election and transition of power. The AU mission urged Nigerians to remain faithful to its democracy. The head of the AU Observation Mission, President Uhuru Kenyatta, made this known when he led the AU Observation Mission on a visit to Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, in Abuja. Kenyatta, who is a former president of Kenya, said the eyes of the world and Africa is keenly on Nigeria at the moment.
We are here to work together with the Independent Electoral Commission. We are here to see how we can be of assistance. We are here to ensure that the processes are clear and above board. We are here to encourage our brothers and sisters in Nigeria to remember that elections are just part of a process, because democracy is built over years.
Meanwhile, responding, Mr. Onyema thanked the AU observation mission for their support through a peaceful transition of power in the upcoming general elections. He said Nigeria, the government and the people are ready for peaceful and credible polls, a legacy Mr. Buhari will want to be remembered for.
We also wish to thank you enormously for that, and also for your role as an African leader and what you did during your mandate for Africa. So, Mr. President, really thank you very, very much indeed. And Africa owes you, and I think Kenya owes you a big.
The presidential candidates of 18 political parties have signed a pact towards a peaceful election. Several of them converged in Abuja Wednesday for the landmark event. Some of the presidential candidates include Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Rabiu Kwankwaso, and Peter Obi. President Muhammadu Buhari urged the candidates to strive for peaceful polls.
Continue to act with neutrality and allow the rule of law to take precedence over political expediency. We have demonstrated that with off-cycle elections in Edo, Ondo, Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun states, we allowed Nigerians to decide who should govern them. We are committed to this legacy in this administration. I want to assure INEC, the security agencies, and all relevant institutions saddled with the responsibility of conducting the elections of this administration continuous support. I ask you to be firm and courageous and to abide by the laws and the constitutional provisions in conducting.
Convener of the Peace Forum and Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Kuka, said there was really no alternative to a peaceful and credible election if Nigeria was to be taken seriously by the international community.
Let me begin by congratulating the National Peace Committee for positioning itself as a reliable, dependable, independent mediation institution that seeks to foster and ensure peace in Nigeria's elections. Since 2015 to this very moment, the committee has engaged the government at all levels, federal, state, and local government, political actors, and the public on the need to maintain peace before, during, and after the election.
Unlike elections prior to 2015, when the National Peace Committee came into existence, presidential candidates for the 2023 polls are made to sign the peace accord twice. The first one was signed in September last year, prior to the commencement of campaigns. The accord was signed to oblige the candidates to a peaceful campaign. This signing is the second, at last, to be signed by the candidates, and it is to enlist their commitment to a peaceful conduct of the 2023 presidential elections.
It's a source of encouragement. It is also a pointer to the higher responsibilities that have been entrusted to our dear country. We are very grateful that our president is physically here with us, even though he has really no reason to be. But I think his presence here is a mark of the seriousness of his own commitment and the commitment of our country to free, fair, and credible elections.
Meanwhile, ahead of the commencement of the 2023 general elections on Saturday, 25th February, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have stormed the Ujogba Forest Reserve in Esan West local government area of Edo State, where they destroyed 7,286 kilograms of warehouse skunk and 5 hectares of its plantation. The special operation carried out Wednesday followed credible intelligence that some cartels had warehoused hundreds of jumbo bags of the illicit substance inside the thick forest of the reserve for distribution to some states ahead of the general elections. The operation could, however, not go on immediately until after several roadblocks set up by armed guards of the drug lords were cleared, and they were overpowered by the superior firepower of strike force officers of the agency in a gun duel. On the foreign scene, the military government in Burkina Faso is preparing to rebury the remains of former President Thomas Sankara Thursday, even after his family said they will not attend. The private ceremony will be held at the spot where Sankara was gunned down, along with 12 others, in a military coup in October 1987. His family say they will not attend because they are not satisfied with the site. But the government says the choice was guided by socio-cultural and security imperatives of national interest. And in sports, substitute Romelu Lukaku scored the only goal as Inter Milan beat 10-man Porto in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. Lukaku converted a rebound after his first effort had bounced off the post in the 86th minute at the San Siro. Porto had a double chance at 0-0, but Inter goalkeeper Andrew Onana denied both Zaidu Sanusi and Mehdi Taremi. And that's the Citizen FM News at noon, as compiled and edited by Lawrence Moite. You can listen to us online by visiting www.citizenfm.ng or follow us on any of our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Rayo Motosho. Thanks for staying with us. Good afternoon.